What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful 24 official channel. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button today. Let's get started. Steffy's horror and hope are released from Liam's unconscious. Grace Buckingham hands Liam Spencer over to Bill Spencer in the Bold and the Beautiful recap. Hope Logan and Steffy Forrester Finnegan are informed of some concerning information by John Finn Finnegan in the interim. The victory of Grace Buckingham. Grace tells Bill at the surgery center that Liam should recover completely. Grace informs Bill that he can take Liam home today following another MRI. Bill is taken aback. He should not remain in the hospital. Grace asserts that Liam will be brought home by Bill. She believed that Bill would appreciate the privacy because the recovery must be carried out elsewhere. Liam will have a private nurse and equipment set up by someone else. Grace inquires regarding the wire transfer. Bill claims that it is finished. Grace beams with happiness. She answers a call and informs the person that it is taking place right now. The concern of John Finnegan Finn and Bridget Forrester ponder Grace's decision to release Liam at the hospital. Bridget receives an odd call from Margaret, the charge nurse, following this. Bridget is informed by the woman that Grace is not even present in the building today. A nurse checks on Liam's vitals at Bill's house. She tells him that she will share the MRI results with Bill once they arrive. Finnegan's discovery. Steffy Forrester and Hope Logan. Hope and Steffy, on the other hand, are at Forrester Creations. Steffy acknowledges that things are even more complicated now with Sheila Carter Sharp. Steffy has mixed feelings of gratitude for Sheila's efforts to save her. They shift the focus to the children. How much longer can they conceal the truth about Liam from the girls? Since Bridget is present, Finn makes the call and puts it on speaker. Steffy also connects it to a speaker so that Hope can hear it. Steffy and Hope discover Grace's release of Liam into Bill's care at that point. The women are in a state of panic and require clarification. The women rush to the hospital to meet Finn and Bridget. Steffy called Bill 15 times on the way there, but he didn't answer. Steffy is informed by Bill's sudden phone call that he has Liam. Regarding Liam's condition, Finn asserts that he is very concerned. Bill explains that Liam underwent an experiment today. Deacon Sharp and Sheila are chatting at Il Giradiono. Sheila experiences a flashback to the shooting when Deacon is temporarily removed from the scene. Sheila inquires about Liam when Deacon returns. Deacon predicts that Sheila will soon be recognized as a hero by Steffy and Finn. She is less certain that Steffy will ever see her that way. Sheila is encouraged by Deacon, and they kiss. Hope and Steffy are stunned by Liam's homecoming. According to the Bold and the Beautiful, Hope Logan and Steffy Forrester were taken aback by Liam Spencer's return home. Additionally, Bill Spencer disclosed the secret treatment of his son. Grace Buckingham informed Bill at the private surgical center that she was sending Liam to an MRI and that he could return home following that. Despite Grace's insistence that they transport Liam to Bill's residence in an ambulance, provide him with a nurse, and provide him with everything he required, Liam's recent major surgery shocked Bill. John Finn Finnegan and Bridget Forrester expressed additional concerns regarding Liam's quick release at the hospital. When Bridget gave her approval, she had to believe that Grace, a good doctor, was acting in Liam's best interest. Steffy put Finn's call on speakerphone so Hope could hear about Liam's progress as well. Steffy and Hope were taken aback to learn that Liam had been handed over to Bill's care. Finn acknowledged that Dr. Steffy and Hope continued to be perplexed and concerned, despite Buckingham's approval. Grace wasn't even in the building when Bridget called to inquire about her whereabouts. Steffy and Hope also made their way to the hospital in the hope of understanding everything. Grace was pleased when Bill reassured her once more at the surgical center that the $1 million transfer had been completed. Grace took a call and informed the person on the other end not to be concerned because it was happening right now. Liam came back from his MRI and groggily took Bill's hand after Grace insisted she couldn't talk and they disconnected. Grace informed him that he could proceed with taking Liam home despite the fact that the results would arrive later and hopefully confirm the complete removal of the tumor. Bill eventually got Liam settled into a room at his mansion after expressing his gratitude. Bill inquired about the MRI results to a nurse who was also present, and she informed him that she would share them once they arrived. Finally, Bill contacted Steffy, who connected him to a speakerphone so that Hope, Finn, and Bridget could hear the most recent information regarding Liam. After Liam's experimental procedure was revealed by Bill, because Liam had already been sent home, Buckingham, her colleague Finn, and the others were shocked. Before hanging up, Bill said that this gave Liam a chance to live. Steffy and Hope were hopeful because they realized Kelly Spencer and Beth Spencer might not actually lose their dad. Bill declared that this had to work and that Liam would be cured after turning his attention back to him. Deacon Sharp adored Sheila Sharp at the Il Giardino and thought she was a hero like Liam. Deacon was alarmed when Sheila came close to losing, but she reassured him. After Liam Spencer was discharged from the hospital under questionable circumstances, Steffy's horror and Hope's growing anxiety turned into complete panic. In a highly contentious act that would soon raise concerns throughout Los Angeles, Grace Buckingham handed Liam over to Bill Spencer. Hope Logan and Steffy Forrester Finnegan were left speechless when John Finn Finnegan broke the shocking news about Liam's condition and release, according to the recap of The Bold and the Beautiful. Grace Buckingham was experiencing her moment of triumph at the private surgical center at the same time that the women were attempting to make sense of the emotional whirlwind. Grace proudly informed Bill Spencer that his son had undergone a successful procedure and could be taken home while Liam was unconscious and helpless. At first, Bill was perplexed. Why so quickly? Why not now? Grace reassured him that Liam would be cared for by a professional nurse equipped with all necessary equipment for monitoring and that recovery necessitated privacy. Grace's insistence that Liam should not remain in a hospital setting was what really shocked Bill. Grace inquired about the wire transfer, to which Bill replied that it had been successful. The deal was concluded with a $1 million swap. Grace smiled, perhaps in a nervous manner but with a hint of guilt. She took a step away from Bill when she got the call and whispered, "It's happening right now." John Finnegan, on the other hand, was extremely uneasy at the hospital. He and Bridget Forrester began to piece together peculiar aspects of Grace's treatment of Liam. Bridget received a troubling call from Margaret, the charge nurse. Grace hadn't been in the hospital all day. If she wasn't there, how could she have authorized Liam's release? Liam's vitals were being checked by a nurse at Bill's mansion at the same time. She implied that they hadn't even looked at the MRI results when she said she would share them with Bill when they got here. Steffy and Hope were elsewhere at Forrester Creations talking deeply about the chaos surrounding Liam, particularly in light of the involvement of Sheila Carter Sharp. Steffy was still torn about Sheila, thankful for her assistance but terrified of her motives. However, the focus shifted now. Steffy pondered the extent to which they could conceal the truth from their children for any longer. If their father disappeared or got worse, what would Kelly and Beth think? Steffy was informed by Finn when he called at that very instant. Hope was able to hear everything as she switched the call to speakerphone. When they learned that Grace had given Liam to Bill's care, both women were shaken to the core. They rushed to the hospital in a panic for clarification. Steffy called Bill 15 times during the drive. He did not respond. He finally returned the call and confirmed that he was looking after Liam. Finn stated to them that he was extremely concerned. He had reason to believe that Grace's description of the experiment as an experiment may not have been medically ethical. Deacon Sharp and Sheila were taking advantage of a rare moment of calm at Il Giardino at the same time. Sheila recalled the shooting in the alley that nearly cost her everything. Sheila couldn't help but feel a wave of dread as Deacon briefly left. When Deacon came back, she inquired about Liam. He reassured her that Finn and Steffy would soon regard her as a hero. Sheila was skeptical. Because they save a life, a monster's past is not forgotten by everyone. Hope and Steffy got back to Bill's house just in time to see Liam barely conscious. They were both taken aback because Liam, their Liam, was still recovering from a mysterious surgery that they had no idea was scheduled. The Bold and the Beautiful claims that Grace informed Bill that Liam could be discharged immediately following an MRI. Grace insisted that Liam be transported to Bill's estate, with an ambulance, a nurse, high-end medical equipment, and a hush-hush approach to everything, despite the massive operation. They were horrified when Finn and Bridget learned of this. This level of secrecy had never been authorized by them. When Bill confirmed once more that the $1 million had been wired, Grace was overjoyed. She calmly stated that everything was going according to plan as she stepped away to answer another phone call. In the meantime, Liam grabbed Bill's hand when he returned from his MRI, still weak. Despite the fact that the results hadn't even been reviewed yet, Grace told Bill he could take Liam home. She assured them that the results would show that the tumor had been completely removed. Still in shock, Bill assisted in settling Liam into a private room at his mansion. He inquired of the nurse regarding the MRI results, but she informed him that she would forward them once she received them. Bill finally contacted Steffy at that point. So that Hope, Finn, and Bridget could all hear, Steffy turned on the phone speaker. Bill revealed that on that day, Liam had received an experimental treatment. Bridget and Finn were shocked. Why did Liam get sent back so quickly? Where exactly was the error? Where had the reports gone? Steffy and Hope had a fleeting glimmer of hope that Kelly and Beth would not lose their father as the reality set in. Bill insisted that this must succeed. He promised that Liam would recover. He looked like he was more determined than ever as he looked at his barely conscious son. Deacon and Sheila were still thinking at Il Giardino. Deacon regarded Sheila as a hero now, like Liam, who had triumphed over insurmountable odds. Deacon's trust in Sheila gave her strength, even though she wasn't sure she could ever get over her past. Steffy and Hope closely observed Bill as he cared for Liam and read every expression. Despite the fact that the nightmare was far from over, Liam was still alive for the time being. He had returned. He was still reachable. Grace Buckingham's dark rumor mill, suspicious absence from the hospital, and enigmatic phone call all pointed to something far more sinister. The questions were just beginning for Steffy and Hope. Was Liam truly healed? Or were they all entangled in a plot that would be disastrous?